I ain't worried about it. Soon we're going to be hunting the biggest castle in all the land. I think we will absolutely go ahead and stomp these bosses. Why are you wearing a hat? Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Today we're absolutely going to bust open the character of Ghost and show you how you can clear D5 easily and efficiently. Have you ever wanted to be Peeves the Poltergeist, or maybe Casper the Friendly Ghost, maybe even Mary, Queen of Scots? Today we're going to fulfill all our ghastly fantasies and more, and roleplay our favorite ghosts from literature and various forms of fiction as we go ahead and run through D5 together today. Do not hate a little bit of crit there. I'm looking for another axe and possibly a flint. Do typically like getting 4 weapons on that first reroll. However, through adversity, we shall persevere. Notably, Ghost does start with the big disadvantage of having negative 100 armor, which makes them take 88% more damage, which will spike up to negative 105 armor as we get 6 Ghost weapons. However, while a relatively big disadvantage, it is not quite as punishing, I think, as it initially seems. We will talk a little bit more about how that mechanic works as we roll through this together. I do love a little bit of melee damage. We'll go ahead and take these weapons and have our 6th one lined up and ready to go after wave 3. I do like a 4-2 Axe Flint split or a 3-3 Axe Flint split. That is how I like to play this character, although I will modify that occasionally depending on what weapons I see. Notably, the Ghost does start with plus 10 to all ethereal damage, which is a relatively interestingly worded subtext in Brotato, as almost all damage is usually identified as either melee, ranged, or elemental. Suffice to say that ethereal damage applies to both axes and flints, which use melee, as well as the Ghost Scepters, which use ranged damage to scale. There actually are not any elemental ghost weapons, although if there was, that would be pretty cool, and maybe they will add some at some point. Do like upgrading the flint here, and I will hang on to that Peaceful Bee as we roll on through to wave 4. And that plus 10 starting ethereal damage is actually pretty solid. It just really helps with the early game. You know, I hate going into like negative melee damage, so the fact that we get that plus 10 damage means like I feel pretty confident picking up items like you know, Peaceful Bee, which is pretty good, a fertilizer, things like that, which drop our melee damage and can really, you know, kind of hamstring a normal potato or just less of an issue here. So I do think it is a relatively valuable bonus. That said, we are off to what I would call a pedestrian or normal start here, which will be a good sort of way to show that this is actually a relatively strong character, or more accurately, ethereal weapons are quite strong. Really like taking that 4 melee damage, and like this Peaceful Bee, which I do think is quite good, giving us a touch of dodge. That said, I do want to upgrade our Ghost Axes as fast as possible, and we will actually go ahead and take that Broken Mouth here as well. The signature mechanic of Ghost is actually the dodge. Ghost has a really powerful mechanic where their dodge cap is increased to 90 compared to a normal of 60 for an average potato. So the Ghost is able to reach 90% dodge, which is very, very powerful. In order to help us reach that 90 dodge, we actually start with 30 dodge as well, which is super, super strong. In addition to the 30 dodge we get from the Ghost tag, this means Ghost functionally starts with about 60 dodge, which is not too shabby, even though we do take a lot more damage. And obviously getting that dodge up to 90 is relatively important, as that is the biggest way this character both is able to be more offensive and just play a little bit safer. I do like a touch of range early, as well as that really good melee damage, and we'll go ahead and flesh out our axes there. Don't really need any of that. I am quite happy with these as well. So I do think range is a relatively good stat to get early, you know, maybe 20 to 40. And the reason being is how these Ghost axes handle. They sort of fling out in like an arcing half moon motion, sort of like a semicircle, and getting our axes upgraded with a little bit of range, you know, getting 20 to 40 range, really increases the sort of radius of the attack and makes them deal much, much better AoE damage. Since they deal really good damage with our ethereal bonus, it's just a good way to, like in one fell swing, just take out like a huge swath of enemies. In addition, let's just play just a little bit safer as a melee character, but a little bit of range, again, just helps us clear huge swaths of enemies quite easily. In addition, you know, things like blindfolds are really, really good on this character, so having a little bit of extra range to take those, I do think has some value. You know, I don't hate harvesting on this character, so if it's given to us at a solid upgrade tier, I will take it. We'll take a little coffee, and I'll take a little bit of harvesting. Don't think we have enough speed to afford the Weird Tooth, and I do like crit on this character as well. And here we go, Blindfold and Peaceful Bee, both of which we will take to get our dodge a little higher so we can be a little bit safer. So we are on wave 7, the Easter egg hunt. However, we do not have any speed, though we are not playing loud, nor do we have any Gentle Alien, so I think we will be able to handle this a-okay. I will quickly summarize how the armor works on this character again. I will link the wiki below, which will explain it in full detail. But the important part is that every percent damage you take, or you increase your armor when going positive, is very important. Going from 50 to 51% damage reduction is a huge bonus, and it essentially reduces the damage you take by half. It does not work in such a punishing way when it comes to negative armor. Going from 87 to 88% more damage with negative armor is only 1% more damage taken. What this basically means is we can take negative armor items with Abandon, essentially taking all these sunglasses, all the community supports that we want and feel okay about it. Not to mention it usually takes about 5 armor for that to actually do anything on our character sheet. So again, feel empowered to go as low in armor as you want. I do think it is a relatively good strategy on this character and sort of a bonus of playing it. But again, do check out that wiki page, which is in the description, which will explain it in full detail. The other important thing is do not try to get your armor up. Basically, it is not an efficient and will not work strategy. Be like, well, I'm at negative 100 armor, right? Like I need to get back up to negative 50, right? Like that really doesn't do anything and functionally is irrelevant. So do not pursue that strategy with this character. It will not work out well for you. Rather, we're going to focus on taking just a little bit more health in order to be able to take 1 to 2 hits. And we're going to focus a little bit more on regen on this character than I do on normal characters. As I do think getting a 90% dodge and then just sort of being able to heal up in between getting hits, which will be infrequently, is sort of the way that I like to play this character, and I think is relatively strong as we zoom through this here wave 4. Feeling pretty good about things. Yeah, off to a reasonable start. Do like a little bit of luck as well as crit. I do think crit is good in this character. Things like hunting trophy are very good. We'll take a ghost axe, and I really like this alloy. Again, give us a little bit of crit, as in we will be getting enough dodge. Sort of deal with that. Really happy with the claw tree here, and let's remember 10% damage and 27 increased attack speed, 10 and 27. As I do think wave 9 is where this character starts to sort of power through. I do think Ghost is relatively weak, through the first 9 waves. Once we get past wave 9, is when this character really starts to come together, and by wave like 15 or so, Ghost is usually one of these stronger characters. Really has a powerful top end, especially if you get something like an early crown or a hunting trophy, etc., as I itch my nose here. All these sort of hordes of smaller enemies really let the Ghost ethereal weapons feast as they level up. We can see the little arms and the little skull and crossbones indicating 1% permanent damage and attack speed. As a reminder, Ghost axes and Ghost flints do increase your percent damage and attack speed respectively by a permanent 1% for every 20 enemies killed, which reduces all the way down to 12 enemies killed as we upgrade these weapons to legendary. So something to keep in mind that as we upgrade these weapons, they do become much more effective and scale much faster. Really happy with 500 materials there. We'll take a touch of harvesting, which I think is okay. We'll take some dodge just to get that to 90. Like a claw tree, love a weep. I actually like a defective steroids, just giving us a little health. And I do like a boxing glove there as well. We'll take a touch of luck and as well as upgrade that there. We'll take a peaceful bee and a tree. I don't want to lower our range too much less than 15. Yeah, I'm putting us at 88% dodge, which makes us feel a lot safer than we probably are. But again, with that 90% dodge maxed out, we really don't have a good chance to get hit twice in a row. So we'll get some things like cute monkeys, maybe a little bit of regen, etc. So essentially, we'll get hit once, great, but our chance of getting hit again is not super high in the next attack. So we can go ahead and afford to heal up. And I know each instance of the sort of roll is separate, and like just because you dodge once, there's no effect on some dodge again. I get that. All I'm saying is that because we dodge so well, I found that you can get your HP high enough and just kind of survive long enough in between dodges to heal if you do get hit. But again, we'll get powerful enough where we can just run in and kill everything, which is sort of the end game goal for this character. As not only do they have more enemies, but as we upgrade our axes, we just end up scaling pretty considerably. So I am feeling relatively good about this start, though I obviously want to get these axes upgraded, and I'm prioritizing killing more enemies rather than killing the tree, although I will take this crate carrier out by the skin of my teeth. Free bag, sure, happy to take that, and then we'll take a free glasses as well. And we'll take a little bit of crit chance. I do think crit is good here. I do like tardigrades on Ghost just because that dodge does make them much more efficient. And again, riposte. Again, I don't really love this item, right? But obviously we have great dodge, so like free damage, sure. Why the heck not? And we will take a touch of lifesteal as at some point we do want to get some of that online, like a little muscly dude. And I think we have we'll go ahead and take the glasses as well. So we are going into wave 11, which is a horde wave, which may present a small challenge to us. So we do have only have 18 melee damage. However, if we do get past this, I think we're going to quickly scale past it. And I did go ahead and pick up that boxing glove, so we will be able to. I'm sorry, just looking outside. Some starts raining where I am. We will take that boxing glove, which will help us quite a bit with these pursuers, which I do think will be quite good. Other items I really do like on this character, it's obviously like Retribution Hoodie is absolutely bonkers on this character, which scales off dodge. Rip and Tear can be really, really good, although you do want to be careful that it can affect your ethereal weapon scaling. Hunting Trophy can be super, super strong. Tentacle can be really, really strong because you just run in and like one-shot all the enemies. So that is very, very good. I love Gentle Aliens as well as Mice in this character to get more enemies on the map so we can take them out faster and scale our ethereal weapons better. But you can see we're doing a decent job of sort of keeping things at bay here, scaling the heck out of our weapons, as I will just run in here at the end and just take everything out, even if I do put myself at risk. But I am okay with that risk. We're going to take some attack speed, right? Like, that's good. Helps her clear it. Take a little muscle dude. Take a second bag as well. And again, I don't necessarily hate moving into another ghost axe there. We'll go ahead and get our dodge over 90, which I think is quite good. Happy with a ghost flint here. So at this point, we're going to start to see our character take over as we're at 58% damage and 90% increased attack speed. Obviously, the attack speed being a little bit prioritized due to our more flints, and we have sort of moved back to a more normal axe flint split. We're going to really see this character start to snowball and really just do a good job kind of taking off here. As I think, like I said, waves, 14 to 15 is where this character really starts to come into their own. But you can see our character really starting to whack around really, really quickly here. Oh, the other item I really like in this character is community support, which I think is absolutely nuts in this character because we don't really care about the negative armor penalty. So we are happy to let that get as high as it needs to go, as that attack speed is absolutely insane and helps us just become an absolutely whirling dervish of damage here. Also, really do like melee damage because it scales so well with that percent damage, so I really do like items like melee, mammoth, like things that give us a ton of melee as well. So I do hope we pick up one of those as well. Look outside, it's storming where I am, so let us pray to the power gods that we are able, yeah, got the crate carrier, yeehaw. And I do like Alien Eyes. Again, you know, that scales off our percent damage, which I do think is quite good. We'll take some max HP just for a little bit of safety. I do not want to forget that, and I feel pretty good after taking both of those. We'll go and combine to a legendary there, and I do like the Hedgehog, as I do think our melee damage is just a touch behind. Love a Gentle Alien and love a Mastery. Two very, very good items here today. So time for a quick segue. You may say, hey Sean, why are you wearing a hat? I've never seen you wear a hat before, to which I will say it is the weekend for me, and I did not in fact comb my hair. So my hair was a mess, so I said I will put a hat on. Now you might be saying, well, Sean, what are you, like a slob? Like, I comb my hair on the weekends. Why don't you? To which I will say, you know, most people are able to look good when comparing their achievements to mine, so please do not judge me, as I am both lazy and recalcitrant. Your next question may be like, well, okay, you're wearing a hat. Like, why are you wearing it backwards? You look like you're about to go to a 21 Pilots concert. To which I would say, I tried wearing it forward, but it blocked the camera. It didn't look very good. And let this be a cautionary tale of how one bad decision can, in fact, snowball into many others, and you should, in fact, comb your hair every morning. As we go ahead and dumpster through this wave, absolutely eviscerating all of our enemies, as I sit here and look like I'm about to leave the grocery store with 4 crates of White Claws, despite the fact I only paid for 3 of them. So anyway, that is my life. Such is how it goes as we clear wave 13 relatively easily. Do like a little bit more luck as well. Really happy to upgrade this. Again, I don't care about armor, so we'll pass that. Love the sunglasses. Love a gnome. Again, I don't love losing the pickup range, but melee damage scales so well with this character that you know, that is absolutely going to cause us to slap things apart, as our crits will go absolutely insane here, as that we will be hitting for a lot. I mean, that's the fun thing about this character, is get the crits super high. Our range is at 20, which is okay. I do want to kind of get that back up. Again, feeling a little slow as well. I do on melee characters really like to keep my speed high, so I can sort of run down enemies quickly and play super aggressively and take lots of things out. But you know, we do not have that here, so such is life. We don't get to pick every single thing we get, although I wish we could. If I could pick my items in Brotato, I would never lose. I never lose now. What are you talking about? I haven't lost a run in 2 months. Is that actually true? No comment. But again, I feel like we're off to a pretty good start. And well, we're not quite in cruise control. We're, I think, in a very good position to win from here. Would like a few more mice as well. as gentle aliens, just so we can get that. Yeah, look, we got all the way to 7 seconds before our Tardigrade expired, which again was why I think Tardigrade is so good, which I don't normally love it on non-endless mode runs, but I do really like it on Ghost just because of that cheaper high dodge. Hey, we got a second Tardigrade, right? Like, Tardigrade shall hear and they shall come. Do love our melee damage as well. Don't like losing our crit. Now, armor does nothing, but I am really desperate for speed, so I will take it. And love a mouse, so we can scale our stuff even harder. Don't need a candle, and we'll go ahead and aggressively upgrade our flints as we go into a wave 15 horde wave, which if we are able to clear, I feel very strong. 95% damage, 111% attack speed. Feeling very good about everything, just with like a little speed so I can run around and take enemies out with a little more efficiency. But once we start getting to this point, we will actually start noticing our damage numbers going up during the wave as our Ghost Axe becomes so efficient at scaling with those legendary Ghost Axe only needing to kill 12 enemies, which we can essentially do in one swing. We will notice them getting very, very strong, and you will actually see our axes getting stronger as we progress through the wave, which is a lot of fun as our crits are already hitting for 1200, and our Tardigrade has not busted until 30 seconds in. As our second one instantly busted here, but it's all good. We did take a lot of damage, but we have a lot of dodge, so I ain't worried about it, right? Like, we're just going to keep slicing and dicing. I got 90% dodge chance, so I'm not worried, right? Like, too cool for school, healing up, eating those fruits is all good, as we are absolutely raking in the dough here. Raking in the upgrades, which is a lot of fun, all the way up to 122 and 146% attack speed. At this point, you do start adding just an insane amount of stats every single wave, which I think is a lot of fun. And that even goes up as we keep upgrading these, which is obviously what we are going to do. Really like upgrading our Ghost Flint as well as the defective steroids. No metal plate. We are not taking armor. I love another Ghost Flint. Let's get that attack speed as high as possible. Feeling really good about everything other than our speed. We are so slow. We are the slowest ghost. We are an overweight, chunky ghost, which is not very fun, right? Like, we start off, we were haunting the banister at like a Motel 6. You know, we were like kind of like, yeah, we were ghosts, but like, who was actually afraid of us? It's like we were the ghost that was hunting the McDonald's that we have here in the USA. Like, nobody respected us. Now we're definitely hunting a small manor, right? Like, we're hunting, it's not like the biggest castle in the world, right? But like, we're hunting a sizable manor. It's like not like a Mott and Bailey. It's like out in the countryside. We're a ghost, right? Like, the immediate townsfolk are telling tales of us, right? But like, we're not like famous yet. But soon we're gonna be hunting the biggest castle in all the land, as we really do see this build coming together. You can see that range with all of our attack speed. Our range is able to just take out huge swaths of enemies with our attack speed just being so powerful. Long hair, do not care, as we feel very, very, very good here today. Sure coffee, sure dangerous bunny. Sure, we'll take a crit chance. Crit make number go big. Again, love another riposte here with all our dodge, right? That's not inconsequential. Want to get our melee damage up, so like that. Like Coupon, I will take the speed. I'm sort of debating the tractor, wave 18, wave 17, 18, 19, 40, 120. 120 for 188 on top of 107. I don't think we need it. It's probably right on the edge of being worth it. Love a hunting trophy, even late. That will help us. Absolute snowball. Love a power generator. Love a ghost axe. We will probably take the extra stomach, as we will absolutely demolish this elite. As you can see, I will play somewhat safely, but I will probably just sit in the bosses because that is fun. As you can see, even bothering to dodge there. 9-second boss kill. And again, with we have a solid 45% crit chance, which will help us, really just snowball even further, right? And like, why not play Brotato if not to snowball? Ghost is a snowbally character, though, so that is something to keep in mind as we go through this wave here. Is Ghost is very much a character that starts off relatively weak, but once we get it rolling, it does become very, very strong. So we will see the fruits of that labor here today, as I do think we're going to get a couple hundred materials, even just a few waves of that hunting trophy. That said, this is not a horde wave or anything, so there aren't that many enemies on the map, which makes me sad, because we do want to take out as many enemies as we possibly can, and I do think we will go ahead and stomp these bosses, so we'll get everything as high as we can, so we can have a super fun, efficient boss kill here. Sure, shitty potion. And again, I don't love losing range. I don't love losing pickup, but 10 melee damage is so strong here that I will take 1 reroll, 2 rerolls, 3 rerolls. Take some more range. Again, Do love upgrading the Ghost Axe here. I will take the... I mean, the Power Drainer at this point is actually only 5% damage. I don't even think we need the extra stomach with only 2 waves left, so we will pass. Actually, on both of those, which are both good items. Do like the defective steroids. Do like the sunglasses as well. And again, trying to more upgrade my stuff, so really happy with a Ghost Flint there. We are on wave 18, so I'm feeling quite strong about things. You know, my name is Sean. I run a channel here called Sean's Here, where we focus on 2 things, having fun and really talking about the game's mechanics. Been doing this for about 6 weeks, and we're having a lot of growth, and I really loving the support. We went from 40 to 320 subscribers in half the time it took me to go from 0 to 40 subscribers. So we're seeing a lot of channel growth, and I really want everybody to know I really appreciate it. I do this for fun. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, but I still do my best to bring everybody high-quality, fun content. Big homework of this channel is I try to keep the action moving. We talk fast, we pick items fast, we don't spend a lot of time hanging around. We really try to keep it quick pace, to the point, and help you get better while hopefully helping you smile along the way. If you are watching this video and you can toss me a like and subscribe, I would be ever so grateful. And if you even leave a positive comment, I will personally come and haunt your local banister. That is probably a bad thing, so maybe I shouldn't say that, so maybe I won't. That said, my haunting is available for hire. Sure, we'll take attack speed. I do think that is relatively good here. We'll go ahead and do a swap over here. I do think our range is sufficient as well. We'll go ahead and throw another Ghost Axe. I do think we have good enough attack speed. I do think the Axe is stronger. So for our Wave 19 segue, I wanted to give a shout out to all of my lovely German viewers. If you're watching this, just know I appreciate you. We're getting about 5,000 channel views a day, and and interestingly enough, of those 5,000 channel views, the #1 country that watches this channel is actually Germany, believe it or not, which is a lovely country that I have been to. #1 is Germany. #2 is the United States of America. #3 is surprisingly Vietnam. And #4 is Austria. So everybody who is watching from Germany, just know I love the country. I appreciate you taking a look. I've been to Munich and spent a week going around Bavaria. I love the English Gardens. I watched dozens and hundreds and thousands of young people drinking along the river in the English Gardens, having a grand old time. It was the coolest thing ever. I do think Augustiner Hell's was the best beer I've ever had, and it was a wonderful trip, and I love Germany. I have not forgotten about my Austrian friends as well. I have also been to Vienna. It was a lovely country. I had a great time. So to everybody in Germany and Austria, just know you have a friend here in the USA who appreciates you watching his Brotato content. So that's really, really fun to see it sort of become a global thing as I pick up luck with one wave, which I should not have done. But such is life. Don't need the percent damage or life steal. I think we are strong enough. We will drop our range a little bit before the last boss. Sort of debating the bloody hands here. I just percent damage does such little at this point. I'm looking for any sort of offense we can get, which is not a whole lot. Could have used the adrenaline and the blindfold, but we're in a really good spot here. 178% damage, 226% attack speed, 71 melee damage. So I think we will absolutely go ahead and stomp these bosses. I'm feeling very, very strong as we move into this boss. It's like, look at this. I mean, I'm just, what? We're chilling, right? Like, I'm hanging out, right? Okay, 6 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. 10 seconds. Oh, shoot, we have endless mode in. Well, there you go. We're gonna, that's, well, anyway, that's how you win D5 on this character. Do not be too upset with me as we get a absolutely loaded boss kill. I was very happy about that. This is kind of funny, so I think keep it in. Hopefully they were actually genuine. Anyway, I actually left endless mode on, but this is how you beat D5 on Ghost. We will kind of laugh at myself. Anyway, that's how you beat D5 on Ghost. Thanks for watching. Do not do what I did and leave endless mode on, as I was shooting some endless mode content before this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to get that D5 Ghost win and keep that bar nice and yellow. Thanks for watching. Take care.